Okay. My name is David Walsh. I'm 45. I was diagnosed with Parkinson's 4 years ago, but I knew I had the illness years before that. I'd suffered symptoms whilst at work, and it was quickly established that I had Parkinson's when I went to the right person. But getting to the right person, getting to the neurologist, is obviously difficult enough. So when you get there, they're obviously specialised enough to know pretty much immediately what the problem is, and we went from there tackling it. And initially it was a shock to have it qualified as being Parkinson's, even though I kind of knew to an extent that I actually had it. And I think a lot of people who are diagnosed with Parkinson's kind of have a feeling. And I kind of got this from a lot of other people as well. The symptoms initially for me was I actually thought I'd done some damage in the gym with my left shoulder. It was a frozen shoulder. And then a shaky left hand, bad hip, bad ankle, just couldn't walk properly. But this was over the course of about 3 or 4 years. And eventually when I was diagnosed, it became quite clear, because I'd actually, I wouldn't recommend this to everybody, but I'd actually Googled my symptoms and 9 out of 10 came back. And it was a good way for me to kind of lead up to where I knew I needed to go to find out exactly what the problem was. But since then, since the diagnosis, it was nice to put a label on it. It was nice to put a name on the illness and be able to, move forward with some kind of treatment on that. And so I've done that. I exercise quite frequently as well, about 4 to 5 times a day or a week. And I watch my diet. I try not to eat too much proteins as well, because that seems to affect the medication more than it does the illness. And I was very happy to get a label on it, to basically have an answer finally, because for years it was bugging me and it was bothering. It was obviously progressive. But the second I found out about it, I went through a couple of weeks of being down and being depressed, and the family wanting to come visit me and stuff. But I kind of kept that at an arm's length, and then I just decided to go back to the gym and work as hard as I could, and just work through the pain, work through the difficulties. And I think it's paying off at this stage, that even though it is still progressive, that you can push it back and you can stave it off for as long as you possibly can. I think, to be honest with you, the support network here for me personally is great, because nobody really feels sorry for me. My friends won't give me a break. My family won't give me a break in that sense. They know what I like to do. They know what I'm capable of, and therefore they push me until I achieve this. As I said, the illness does slow you down, but in saying that, you're not alone. There's plenty of people out there with this illness, and there's plenty of the support networks basically between the Parkinson's Association and the Dublin Neurological Institute at the Mater Hospital. Places like this. There are places to go. There are people to see, and there are necessary treatments. And whilst there's no cure at the moment, certainly the medication, if it's dispensed properly, I find, and it takes a long time, because again, with the medication, or with the illness being progressive, you've got to change the medication back and forth, and not necessarily just from A to B. It's got to zip back and forth. And I just find myself just exercising. I just finished a cycle across the United States there the end of May, beginning of June, and that took about 7 weeks. And what I found was being able to switch off was just literally just getting on the plane, flying to LA, taking the train to Oceanside, San Diego, spending a couple of days there, and just having everything else back home taken care of. That I was able to just, for 7 to 8 weeks, just go. Sleep in a tent on the side of the road, check into a motel, do whatever I wanted to do, and zero stress, and very few symptoms of Parkinson's for that period. So, it would be nice, as I said, if we could all do that on a regular basis. But the next venture is to hopefully row from Dublin to Limerick via the canal system in August, with the help from the Garda Rowing Club and a few other people as well. It is to raise awareness for Parkinson's. Literally, it's going to be a case of, I row with the help of, several people, one at a time, and other people out there shaking buckets, and going online and, just raising as much cash and much awareness as we possibly can. I think the emphasis for me is to try and get the point out that there are a lot of younger people being diagnosed with Parkinson's, and it's no longer just an old person's illness. And I with all the greatest respect to elderly people, I think they'd understand what I'm saying. You're very much marginalized when you have Parkinson's, and you're old. But now that you're young and you have to continue through life, you still have to pay your bills, you still have to work. and you've got this debilitating illness. The idea behind this is for me to raise the profile and raise awareness on this. And you know, I'm not a lobbyist by any stretch, but I'm just trying to, you know, raise the fact that there are a lot of people out there who are suffering and they still have to get on, because as far as a lot of other people are concerned looking at them, they don't see too much wrong with them. But you know, mentally you're affected by Parkinson's. Depression is a huge factor. You know, being able to eat, being able to sleep, not being able to sleep, more importantly. You know, there's huge issues. There's weight loss, weight fluctuations, and you know, obviously your ability to communicate diminishes as well. You know, again, it's about raising the profile and, you know, raising the awareness that there are young people out there with Parkinson's, but we've still got to get on with life. You know, that's it.